Greetings and salutations. Nah, but I have an update for you guys. So on my car, my Acura, lo and behold, so I've upgraded the brakes, like you guys know, yada yada yada. I made the mistake of, well, hold on, autistically bothering me, but I made the mistake of getting street performance brakes. And with the way I be braking on them back roads, that is not what I need. I need better brakes than that. But basically where I'm at right now is, obviously the rotors are glazed, you know, decent amount of brake dust buildup. Still got decent pad life, with the light on. Still got some decent, yeah, some very good pad life right now. I think this is the Z26, I forget what I got from Rock Auto, but they're Powerstop, I know that. Drilled and slotted. I think I'm just gonna switch to flat face or blank face rotors, and I would just get slotted rotors, but I don't really, I'm not really taking my car to the track, you know. I don't need to resurface the brake pads every fucking day. So the rear rotors, obviously, looking pretty shiny. And I'm at an impasse because I was like, you know, I've gotten my brakes glowing red hot a couple of times, and that's not good. It's not good, especially not for these brakes, because they're not meant for that. They're just meant for street performance. They're not meant for like track level braking. But I've come to an impasse because I was going to take off. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Because I was going to take off the bolt. And I was like, hold on. Okay, let me get to that. I'll get to it. But so my issue I've been having recently is I'm like, okay, my brakes feel soft. They're not like, my pedal isn't sinking. There's not air in the line or anything. My foot's not going to the floor. It's not a spongy pedal. It's just soft. Like, my brakes don't feel effective. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? Are my rotors glazed or something? So I did some research, and I mean, basically, yeah, they're glazed. And the way I was just braking it, my car is not meant for it. Or the brakes that I got are not meant for that. And I would also like to upgrade the fucking brake lines, because they're just OEM brake lines. I want to get braided stainless steel lines, so that way I have a firmer pedal, because my car is just kind of, oh wow, I'm bragging here, but my car is kind of the luxury model, the A-spec model. It's just got all the doodads in it. But so the pedal is meant to feel more soft, so you get, you know, nice, easy braking. I don't like that. I'd rather my pedal be stiff. That's what she said. But I'd rather my pedal be stiff, and because right now I'm not confident with my braking. Like, if I'm behind someone on the highway and they slam on their brakes, I'm not confident that I'm going to be able to stop in time. So anyway, let me get back to what I was saying about the slide pin, the caliper bolt. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's just the caliper bolt, not the slide pin, as that I know of right now. So I got my Milwaukee here. I'm only at 2 bars, so I was like, okay, maybe my Milwaukee's just dying. It's not got enough power to neutral drop it onto the caliper bolt. So I was like, yeah, I'll just whip out the 3/8. And I'm like, no. Oh, shit. I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's not doing it either. Let's whip out the 1/2 inch, you know, good old Pittsburgh. Don't want to break my snap-on 3/8. And I'm like, oh, I got it. Okay, so this is going to be not as scary as I thought, but dude, this motherfucker was tight. I just now tried to put a whole bunch of force because I didn't want to break the caliper bolt. But yeah, that's kind of what I was showing you guys. I need to answer this. And then just real quick, I forgot to mention that there has been a couple times when, you know, my brakes got glowing red hot, that I just completely lost brake pedal. I got that, they call it brake fade. I call it hot brakes. But But that's just the brake fluid boiling inside of the line. That's just the brake fluid boiling. And which is crazy about that, because I did upgrade it from DOT3 to DOT4 brake fluid, but I just got that at the Hyundai dealership I was working at for 2 months. So it's not like performance level DOT4, but it was DOT4. So yeah, I also need to upgrade the brake fluid as well still. So I'm going to do that. But right now I'm just inspecting my brakes. I didn't even get the bolt off before I started recording. I'll just twist it off my hand. But yeah, so I need to upgrade my brake fluid to a performance level brake fluid, because the first thing I want to do with my car is brakes. I care more about my safety than anything. This is the fastest front wheel drive car I've ever driven, so I'm perfectly fine with just going for safety upgrades first. I need 2 hands again. Alright, we're gonna have a first look together. So, big reveal. Hopefully the rotor don't fall off. And this pad looks like it's starting to crack. Let's take them off to get the camera to focus better. Just out of curiosity, what's behind the rotor? I'm gonna fuck up my fingers. Hey, look at that. 85,000 miles. That's the power of grease, baby. No rust. No rust. And that's anti-seize, actually. That's not even grease. Sorry. But I guess anti-seize still does the trick. I can't put that on. Alrighty, let's have a little look-see. So right off the bat, you can already tell they're really fucking shiny. Pretty sure the pads are glazed. And then second thing you probably notice is they are definitely cracking. And these are the front pads. And there's a lot of pitting in them too. Also not a good sign. So these pads definitely got way too hot and they can't handle the heat, my friend. Can't handle the heat, my friend. And also, another thing I'd like to talk about is, another thing I found out while doing research is the drilled and slotted rotors. Right now, these days, they can be used for heat dissipation on, trucks and stuff, better heat dissipation. But for performance, these are kind of just for looks. That really disappointed me when I found that out, because one of the main reasons for drilled rotors was to expel the gases created from the brake pads when they would grind on the rotors, because they would release gas when you would use the brakes back in the day. That was just back in the day, though. The compounds that the brake pads were made out of, they would expel a lot of gases. So they came up with drilled rotors to help expel those gases and thus create more friction, because the gases would, kind of push back on the brake pad a little bit and create less friction. So, but with new pads these days, there's not as much gas is expelled from brake pads, so it's kind of just a non-issue right now. So, disappointingly, these rotors are kind of redundant, and either way, I mean, there's these holes. They got a little bit of brake dust in them, but on the back, on the inside, they are just packed. You literally can't see daylight through them. So, yeah, I don't really think these made a difference. Let me get my tech driver right here. There we go. There's the hole. But yeah, so probably made little to no difference. But I would cut these, but oh wow, that's got a pretty big lip on it already. So yeah, definitely not cutting these. I would, by cut I mean resurface them. I would resurface them, but these are drilled and slotted rotors. I don't know what that's gonna do to our old ancient machine back there. Right back there. But, so I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna put this on the brake lathe and hit it with a little brown cookie. One of these little cookies. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna just put it on the lathe real quick, and as it's spinning, just go, just to try to get some of this glaziness off, and so I can at least have a little bit of bite to my freaking brake pads, because right now I feel like I have no bite at all. And I'm gonna rub these on some sandpaper As you see, here's the before. Gonna do this, and here's the after. Kind of not as shiny, but definitely still shiny. I really didn't give it a whole lot. I'll probably go at it here in a second, but yeah, I'm gonna move on to the rotor after I finish refacing these pads, and I'll give you another update. Gee, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. You know, it looks good from that side, but you know, I'll rock with it. Fuck it. We ball, you know, type shit. I guess here's a better before and after, the sanded pad and the not sanded pad. Let me put them both in my hand real quick. And yeah, it's kind of the difference right there. One on the right's definitely not as glazed anymore, so hopefully it's got a little bit more bite. But yeah. And then we're gonna start with a fresh cookie. So out with the old and in with the new. Wow, look at that, guys. Old, new. Look at that difference. Time to rock and roll. Oh, they're flung shit at my face. Alrighty. I gotta press harder than that. Alright, got it all done. Not really too happy with the way it turned out, but then again, I don't really plan on keeping these rotors, so it's not that big of an issue. So here's the final product right there on the inside. I didn't really do the best job because I don't really do this too often. I don't like doing it this way because it's just, to me, it's not really a true finish, true even finish. But I'm just trying to get the glazed shit off. That's all I'm trying to do, so I can have more bite when I brake on the road, so I can be more confident. You know, if somebody slams on their brakes in front of me. But let's compare this to the other rotor, the old versus new, before we make our final judgment. I just can't really afford to upgrade my brakes right now. Sorry, I just have a quick intermission I gotta show you guys. It's very important. More of an advisory, I guess. So I actually don't think I've ever talked about this, but one day, you know, my grandma accidentally backed into my car and she just did a little fender bender right there and scraped the bumper. And, you know, she was nice enough to go through the whole insurance claim thing and raise my insurance by $3, but that's besides the point. But, so anyways, my car went to caliber collision, and I've heard so many stories about caliber collision, about how they just do a terrible job. But they've also repainted my front bumper because I know it was definitely gouged and scratched right here, and there was a dent on my fender. Okay, so first of all, actually, let me get into it. So you see that? Oh, sorry, you see that? How there's just no fucking bolt there? Yeah, they didn't bother to put in my my bumper bolt, so I'm like, okay, I'll just do it myself. No, the fucking screw bracket, the screw tab, the plastic screw thing that the screw screws into is missing. So I was like, okay, I'll just fucking go buy one myself. So I totally forgot about that until just now. That's why I got excited to talk about it. But not only that, the bumper was popping out. I'm like, what the hell? So I peeled back the bumper, and the fender bracket that the bumper is attached to, the fender bracket, there's little tabs on the back that it kind of just clips in, like not the bumper, but the bracket itself clips into the fender. Those tabs on the back were broken, so even though the bumper was screwed into that fender bracket, it was flopping out because the tabs on the back of the bracket were broke. So I'm like, okay, you know, I should have taken my car back to Caliber Collision, but I was working 2 jobs. I didn't have time to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I just found this out. Look at this shit. My fucking paint is cracking. And obviously it's in the same area. But, oh, I thought I caused it to crack. Maybe not. I mean, I probably did just by pushing it on it like that. But even that shouldn't be causing paint to crack like that. And this happened in like fucking, I don't know, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. But yeah, that's just wild to me. Sorry for the intermission, but I just had to talk about that. Exterior looks obviously are not my forte. I don't know nothing about it, but I also am not I don't have the biggest concern, and I've just had zero luck with the fucking paint on this car. You see all them scratches down the whole right side of my car? This from fucking tree branches. Like, tree branches that were so in my way, and there was a car on the other side of the road I just couldn't get over. Fucking tree branches. And this was from me. All this was from me. It was the end of winter. There was a small patch of ice. I was going down on an incline, like, circle turn at like 40 miles per hour. It's rated for 10 miles per hour. And I just so happened to hit that little patch of ice with my rear wheel and slammed into the guardrail. But yeah, anyway, back to the brakes. I just noticed also by this bumper, I don't know what the hell is happening here, why my fender liner is cracked. I'm guessing my tire just kicked something up. And like this thing has like paint on it or something and it's peeling. I don't know. Weird. I don't know if that's factory or not. Probably is. But yeah, weird. Back to the brakes again because I still haven't gotten them off. I just keep getting distracted. Alrighty, here they both. Here they both are. That one's definitely still glazed. But you know, hey, at least I tried. Maybe it'll provide a little bit more bite. They both still feel just as smooth. You know, from the top it looks maybe a little bit better. I don't know, man. We'll hit this one too, see what happens. I'll update you guys when I'm done. Okay, so we're done with the resurfacing with the cookie right there. And what I noticed is, especially on this is the driver's side rotor, and there's like this line right here. I mean, you could say that I just didn't get that part enough, sure, but it felt like the fucking cookie did not want to bite into the surface of the rotor for some reason. I don't know if it's just because it was so glazed, but I had to like really press down on that thing with two hands. And I mean, I got it the best I could. The second one definitely looks a lot better than the first one. But damn, it was kind of difficult to resurface. And look right here, you can see just like the little individual hash marks. Like this barely got it compared to everything else. Yeah, maybe I just wasn't pushing down hard enough right here, but still, you know, still glazed. I'm not gonna even bother doing the rear rotors. I'm just gonna scuff up the pads of the rears, and then we'll go from there. I'll put it all back together. I'm gonna really hustle on this because, you know, it's Friday and I don't have to work the second job. I'd kind of like to be home, so I'm just gonna rush through this, and I'll start driving it, and I'll update you guys when I'm driving it. And if I come across anything or have any new information while I'm putting them back together, I'll have a short intermission for you guys to let you know. But yeah, that's it for now. So I'll see you whenever I have an update. So here's a funny thought that I just thought about. So I'm looking at the the hub, and I'm like, wow, I just really can't believe how I just greased it up with brake grease, but I'm just like, wow, I can't believe how not rusted that is. And how the rotor just fell off like it was brand new, you know? And I was like, man, that maybe I should just stick with the anti-seize. I don't have any anti-seize. And I'm like, yeah, well, no shit, dumbass. That's the whole fucking point of anti-seize, is so shit doesn't get seized together. An idiot, dude. There's a little update for you guys. This is the brake pad on the driver's side. The outside, give me a second. Yeah, sorry, this is the outside pad, but did want to note that this one definitely has more visible cracks. So, yeah, not good. Look at that shine, man. Nothing but shine here. Shine central. And that awful pitting too. Look how pitted that is. These brakes are just disintegrating. Quite literally. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Here's that driver's side inside pad. That scratch is just from me disassembling it, I guess. Scraping it across the table. But yeah, definitely got some pitting. Not really as many cracks, but oh, I guess that's a good one right there. And some up there. But yeah, look at that fucking pit right there. Shit. This whole top side's ready to fall apart right there, man. Gosh. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. And then here are those rear brake pads. A little shiny, but I'd almost even call these normal. You know what I'm saying? I definitely didn't get the rear rotors glowing red hot. But yeah, there's no cracking. Seems like normal amount of pitting, if not just a little bit more. But yeah, hell yeah, bud. And then this part's kind of a note for me in case I forget to list it later. But I want to say the brake kit that I have right now on my car is Powerstop Z26. I could be wrong about that. But I'll be sure to double check that. Again, just a mental note for me for later. But yeah, I'll double check that. All right, now time for everyone's favorite part. Oh, hey, buddy. Hello. Yo, what's cracking, player? My name Tyrone. Wow, thanks for your help, Tyrone. Shit, alright, I'm gonna fuck with you. Y'all gonna love this shit. Ready? Ready? Oh, let me zoom out. Ready? Wow! Oh my god! Gott in Himmel! Mein Gott! I sure hope that turns out the way I expect it to. We're done! Yeah! Yeah! Alright, I'm gonna end the video here, split it, officially end it, and add the next part of the video in CapCut. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you guys could hear me in the other part of the video. I just did it all in one take, which I should stop doing, but I'm just lazy and I like to do it all in one go. So hopefully you guys can hear, you have audio, because I know my alarm and notifications went off and shit. Yeah, it's too damn hot for all this bullshit. Doing it outside, hell no. That's why I did it inside. That's why I did it at the shop, because it's also 4th of July weekend, and we don't have today off, the 3rd. We don't have the 3rd off because we figured it would just be better. I don't know how my music started playing while I was taking a video, but it is 4th of July weekend. We decided it'd be best to, oh, I actually need to put that Mitsubishi back in here. But we figured it'd be better to work the 3rd, work Friday, and then have Monday off. So that's what we got going on right now here. And it's hot as fuck, dude. It is so damn hot for no reason. And wow, that sun is very bright. But yeah, I forget where I was going with that, so I'm gonna just stop talking. I remember now. It's because I was gonna take this time to just enjoy my weekend instead of working outside and doing all this bullshit on my car outside, which it would have taken even longer if I did it outside on my own. I just hate working on the ground anyway, so yeah. Show me the Carfax. Dude, where's the fucking blow? No more cuss words, guys. It's inappropriate and violent. No more Fortnite. Dude, look at the clouds. This looks like a sheet of cotton. Almost looks like a fake background. That's crazy. Dude, check it out. That is insane. Wowie! Alrighty, shop is all locked up and I'm ready to go. No, I'm not. I forgot to turn off the air compressor. Give me 1 second. I gotta go back in. Through the front. Through the front. I'm turning my car off. Fuck this place. Not this place. Fuck this area. You ain't taking my car, bitch. We're good. My boss would have had my ass for that one. Okay, now we can go fucking seat these brakes. I started talking into the camera and it wasn't even recording. Idiot. But now, I'm gonna roll up these windows. But it wasn't important anyways. I was just gonna say I'm gonna take it. I was gonna take it on the highway because the main street here is usually busy this time around, but then I look at the time, it's 7 o'clock. So, yeah, and then I said, oh, Jiffy Lube's just now leaving too, so. Yeah, Main Street doesn't look that busy, so I'm gonna go slam on the brakes here. And then turn around and go home, because I'm tired. 1, 2, 3, hot tar. Okay, didn't like the way that felt. I just saw something fly off of my car. It was like plastic or something. It wasn't my brakes, but it was definitely blue. I wonder if that paint that was chipping just fucking flew off. I didn't even go past 50 miles per hour. That was not even highway speeds. And it wasn't the lug nut caps because it looked like a flat piece of plastic or just like peeled paint. Maybe, hopefully, it was not from my car and just road debris, but we'll see. Okay, just got the second, I almost just spit everywhere, but I just got the second good seat in within 5 minutes. Felt a lot better that second time. Scared me the first time. Felt worse than what it did before, but I mean, that's just kind of how it is when you put new brakes on. But yeah, I'm sure it'll get better. And then, side note is, my front rotors are warped, so that definitely doesn't help. But they're not like crazy warped. It's not shaking everything kind of warped. I can just kind of feel it and hear it, you know, front rotors. I can feel it in the steering wheel and hear them. Okay, that light's blinking red, so I'm gonna... Nope, I gotta turn around. I gotta turn at the light. That sucks. Alright. I wanna go past 50. No one's behind me. Hey, we got some tire screeching action. That's a good sign. That means my brakes are working a little better than they were before. I'm scared. They sound a lot louder than they did before. I think I fucked something up, but fuck it, we ball. Louder as in, like, just the brakes compressing and grabbing the rotors. Just that kind of noise, nothing serious. Boy, howdy, they're definitely gripping a lot harder now. I like this. Grippy. Wow, it doesn't feel soft anymore. And my brakes, my whole car, like, I actually lean forward quite a bit when I'm just slowly braking. That's a definite improvement. A great improvement of what the brakes were like before. I feel much more confident, but we're about to go onto the highway here as a test, so we'll see. And I'm not going to be holding my phone up so you guys can see the road as I'm braking. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Maybe if I had a phone mount, but I don't have a phone mount, and I'm not going to hold my hand and try to brake in the middle of the highway with my phone in my hand. That's just asking for trouble. Okay, so highway's still pretty busy. That dude just cut that guy off, but they're both in Honda Civics. Oh, he's mad. He went around. But, yeah, I'll try to find a good braking point, literally, to where I can slam on my brakes and not cause any issues for the people around me. Okay, fast lane is clear, and there's someone to the back right of me, but I'm going a lot faster than them, so I'm also going 70. But here we go. Someone stopping in front of me. Oh, dude, tires screeching. That is such a huge improvement. You guys don't understand. So basically, I didn't press on my brakes that hard. I didn't give it all I had. I just gave it a moderate amount of braking. And the fact that my tires are screeching, that means my brakes are doing the best job they can. It's my tires at this point that need improved for better braking performance, to brake more efficiently. At this point, I need better tires. I just got new tires. They're daily tires, seasonal tires, I meant. They're just daily seasonal tires. Tires are expensive. I'm probably not gonna do that. Maybe if I get real serious into the upgrades, but yeah, I think that was well worth it. Although the rotors may still be slightly glazed, this is definitely a huge improvement, and I'm definitely happy with the outcome. So, thanks for watching, guys. But nah, there is still a couple things I'd like to note. One of them being, I would avoid using anti-seize in the slide pins. It's just something that I've seen done at Mazda, and I've even done it when I worked at Mazda. But I stopped doing it when we had, I don't remember if I was just doing normal maintenance on the car or what, but I was taking apart the brakes and I took out the slide pin, and I noticed there was anti-seize in there, which, didn't catch, it was no big deal to me, except it was clumpy. The anti-seize on the slide pins was clumpy, and it was, that's what got me. The slide pin, I was having such a hard time getting the slide pin out of the caliper. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Is this like seized in there? Yes, it was. It was seized inside the caliper because of the anti-seize. The shit that's not supposed to cause shit to seize. But it's just with the slide pin going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it getting really hot. I don't think the anti-seize is meant as like a lubricant, Should have thought about that, but, that was when I wasn't as experienced, and ever since that, then, like when I even when I worked at Mazda, I'm having an aneurysm here, dude. I just missed my exit like 2 exits ago. I just realized that. I've just been driving. Oh well, no biggie. That's crazy. I just blew past the Emerson exit without even thinking about it. And I seen it. I was like, should I get over? Nah, fuck it. Anyways, but yeah, do not use anti-seize for the slide pins, because that will cause issues from my experience. I haven't looked into the science behind it, but per my own experience, I did have issues with it. So, note taken. Just use regular brake grease instead. But you can use anti-seize like behind the rotor. That's good. It's not really supposed to, the rotor isn't really supposed to move. And the anti-seize would do a great job at, I'm not getting off on Shaylin, got me fucked up. But the anti-seize would do a great job at preventing the rotor from seizing to the hub. Like when I took my rotors off, the rotor just fell off like it was brand new. So I did a great job at preventative maintenance on that. And then, yeah, update on the brakes. They're still noisy. Probably from the scratch pad, little cookie I put on my air tool. I forget what it's even called for some reason. Brain fart. But yeah, definitely still a little noisy, but I don't really care about that. It is what it is to me. It's my car. I did the work on it. If somebody else did the work, maybe I'd have an issue, but nah, we're chilling for now. But yeah, this is just me yapping at this point. Feel free to click off the video if you want. I'm just yapping. I had something else I was going to say other than don't put anti-seize on the slide pins, but I forget what it is. And I forgot while I was still at the shop. And I knew it was kind of important to say, so I'm trying to remember. I'll let you know if I remember, but I'm going to drive home and see what the rotors look like from the outside. Give you an update on that. And if I remember what I was going to say until then, I'll update you in the middle of the drive or whatever I figure it out. Okay, I definitely shouldn't be doing this. Shun me for this, but I'm holding my phone. Something I haven't thought about all fucking summer and haven't even heard of all summer. The fucking Indiana Fairgrounds, or Marion County Fairgrounds. Bruh, what the hell? Totally forgot about that shit, man. Damn it. I could have went there for my birthday. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'd rather go to the Indiana beach like I did, but shit, bud. Shit. I don't know if I forgot to mention it earlier or not, or whatnot, but I know I said my rotors are warped. They're not because of anything I did. They were already warped beforehand, but it's not anything serious like I mentioned earlier. It's just, I can just feel it and hear it a little bit, but yeah, just wanted to mention that. Okay, so another update. My brakes they don't have that really aggressive bite like they did after I had seated the brakes, which is fine. That's kind of normal, but they are definitely better than what they were before, and I'm A-okay with that. That was my whole goal. Now I feel comfortable stopping my car abruptly, so we're winning. All right, home now. Let's take a look at these brakes. I'm hungry and tired. All right. Not looking too bad, actually. Scuff marks are still there. Maybe I dug them too deep. I don't know. I don't really know what that means. But they look pretty good. Albeit still kind of shiny, but fuck it. Yeah. Yeah, still kind of see the reflection there. And still the scuff marks on the inside right there. Again, don't really know what that means. Maybe I dug it too deep, but still slightly glazed, not as much. I call it a win. Let's just end the day already. So yeah, did a good job. Alright, go me. Huzzah. Now I gotta go edit this video. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Look at the roses. Look at our pretty little roses. That one over there, not doing so hot. But yeah, this one's doing pretty good. I was pruning them and cutting off all the dead shit on them. The one on the left still doesn't like it for some reason. I don't know what this plan is. This is like in the entryway. It gets like shade half the day. I didn't plant this here. It just popped up out of nowhere. Like last year we seen it, and it looked different than what it does now. It was like a stem, like circuit, like a cup, and it kept going up, and it would every now and again, okay, you could say this is doing the same thing, but it was like a stalk is what I meant, and it was like collecting water, and it had big like flat leaves that were curved, and so water was constantly going down to like the center of it. This looks like a totally different plant. I don't know what is happening. What is this? Yeah, I didn't plant those, so I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you found something educational, if anything. But yeah, see ya. Oh, hey there. Bonus material. I'm going to take Sadie for a walk, and then I'm going to take her to Taco Bell with me. Ain't that right, my little angel? Yeah. My pretty Sadie. My pretty Sadie baby. Aren't you just a sweetheart? Aren't you just a sweetheart? Yeah. You're so freaking cute. Oh, my little shy. Little brown eyes. So adorable. Aw, so cute. Oh, bless you. Bless you, puppy. Bless you. I know what you want. Oh, damn. I know what you want. You want to go for a walk? You want to go for a walk, Sadie? Yeah? You want to go for a walk? Yeah. Okay, let's go. We're at the damn TV. Sadie, you making the whole car smell like your breath. Girl, I know you ain't got your seatbelt wrapped around your leg. Come here. Whatever. She's still sitting on it anyways. Puppy Sadie. Puppy Sadie. Oh, those fireworks? Are those fireworks, Sadie? She's so cute.